back everyone to another video. I'm PyrrhianChronicles. I make videos about Wings of Fire. But anyways, I'm going to dive in deep today about an infamous Nightwing in Wings of Fire. That is Darkstalker. If I'm sounding a little less, today if I'm sounding a little more alive, because I know my latest videos, they've sounded like I'm just literally rapping like a... That's because I was reading off of a script, but today I'm just going to pour out my whole mind into it and everything. So, yeah, I'm going to start by this. Well, we all know Darkstalker. If Queen Vigilance, let's say Queen Vigilance wasn't always pushing him around, like, this girl was on him every second. She was saying stuff like, me and you are going to be a great team. And Clearsight the timelines, Darkstalker, you are on this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And it actually made Darkstalker mad at Vigilance quite a bit because, well, she was being quite mean to Clearsight. She was being really, really mean to Clearsight. She was expecting more and more and more and more and more done by the minute. More and more and more. She didn't want anything but more and more and more. She wanted it every single timeline. She wanted it mapped out. She wanted it on the table. And in one of the pages, she even told Clearsight she wanted a full report on the Nightwings, on the Ice Wings for the next year. So that is, like Clearsight said, it's a whole tribe with a very, very unpredictable queen. So yeah, that's honestly really tragic of the way she treated Clearsight. Another thing is how fast Darkstalker stumbled off. You can see him like in this panel right here. He's literally like, woohoo! He's so happy, he's laughing and having fun with Clearsight. And then we flick over to the next couple panels, and he's over here trying to kill Arctic. Well, he does end up killing Arctic. This brings us into the absolute darkest point in his descent into madness, and honestly, the worst crime Darkstalker ever committed, the execution of Prince Arctic. Looking closely at this graphic novel page right here on the screen, the sheer brutality of this scene is completely unmatched in Wings of Fire. Darkstalker doesn't just fight at his father, he doesn't, start throwing claws, he physically rewrites him. He uses his animus magic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or wrong. Animus. He uses his animus magic to completely rewrite his father's soul. And his whole mind, basically. He literally commands him that he has to obey his every command. And in another part, he even tells him to cut out his tongue, which is very brutal. And he tells him to take his talons, rip open his stomach, and hand him his heart. That is brutal. That is the most brutal thing in Wings of Fire. Now, I'm a Wings of Fire fan. I usually read the graphic novels, but I have read one non-graphic novel. I've read Book 10. That's the non-graphic novel because people say about how great it is. But when I read every single one of the graphic novels, it should... Basically, 2E.T. Sutherland's Wings of Fire, the age ranges around ages 9 to 10. Actually, probably 9 to 12. But if I were to have to rate the Darkstalker graphic novel, I would have to say probably about a 13 to 15 age range for reading this book. It gets really graphic violent. It really does. And the part that right here, the part where he literally smirks, that's even worse. That's the true villainy showing through. Well, yeah. So, another thing is the Great Seawing Massacre. The Great Seawing Massacre was brutal, but it wasn't as brutal as Arctic's death. He literally starts enchanting knives to stab everybody. Literally stab everybody. And look at this page. Look, right here. Zoom in. Zoom in. There's Arctic's body. His own claws hanging off the stage, blue stained in blood. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is just crazy that it would do that. That is absolutely insane. And it's so brutal to watch and read. And over here, we could see him acting like a normal dragonette. Literally, bro's perfectly normal over here. And look, back when Fosslayer and Arctic first met, look at how happy they are. But Darkstalker ruined that. Alright, now it is time for me to review, and we're going to do a quick Wings of Fire alternate universe. So basically, we're going to dive deep into this one. You guys won't be able to read the full text because I was reading off of a script earlier when I made the other version. So we're going to get to typing. Okay, so let's go. Let's start another Wings of Fire AU. If I can get this to go on the left side of the screen, there you go. Now you guys can read the full thing. Okay, perfect. So let's do another Wings of Fire AU. Legends Darkstalker graphic novel. Oh, hold on. Graphic novel. Setting Prince Arctic's death stage. Darkstalker. Now I kind of have a different AU in mind for this. Oh, hold on. YouTube says I have a notification. Oh. I'm not sure why I did that, but anyways, Darkstalker. Then me. A night wing that measures 6 foot tall in dragon height. Let's do that. Named Ignitus. I walk up to Arctic and I say, you're not actually going to do that, are you? I'm trying to frame this as a young little Nightwing who's scared. Alright, you guys can read this. What does Arctic's respond with? He's making me. The monster is inside my head. Ooh, let's do this. I walk up to... Oh, hold on. I walk up to Darkstalker. I lift him up by the neck and hold him in the air. You speak, I am small when I am 2 feet taller than you. Yeah, this is golden. Ooh. Ooh, this is getting good. Let's get violent. I slam him down hard against the stage floor. I address Arctic. All your limbs are staying attached. This obnoxious brat isn't going anywhere. I don't know how to spell obnoxious. Pronouns, but make them understand. Alright, let's type in that. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, I like this. What do they do? Arctic stands frozen for a long moment. I see. A brat indeed. It seems the Nightwing finally produced a dragon with some actual sense. The Nightwings. I suppose I owe you my life, small one. Not that a prince of the Ice Kingdom should be in an attacking position. Should never be put in an attacking position. That's golden. Who are you? This wasn't supposed to happen. The futures are all changing. You just broke the timeline. Oh, Clearsight. He can't. He doesn't have a scroll. His scroll, bro. Wait. This is hilarious. Don't worry, Clearsight. Don't worry, Clearsight. At least I'm not backstage. Not still backstage. The world's ending. And doing literally nothing while someone suffers. Oh wait, that's what you were doing. Where's our footage of that? You guys can pause it right fast. Arctic. Meanwhile, lets out another smokestone crossing its front talons. Ah! A harsh truth, but it's true nonetheless. Though the look on her face is priceless. Arctic, I don't know why you haven't. Oh, sorry, y'all. You should spank him until your hand bleeds blue. Spanking him. Arctic repeats. The concept's hitting his royal ice-wing brain like a block of solid ice. A slow, deeply wicked grin spreads across the princess until my hands bleed blue. You know, I have endured his disrespect for his entire miserable life. That sounds supremely satisfying. No, wait! Stay back! Darkstalker grasped, scrambling backward like a giant seraphied crab. His absolute aura of dark majesty is completely dead. He tries to look threatening, but he is currently backing away from a dragon at a quarter of his size and an angry Icewing father. Come here, you obnoxious little monster! I cannot stop laughing. Ooh! Ooh, and you should roast him. Like how he still wets the bed. Wait, what? Arctic shrieks, stopping dead in his tracks. The all-powerful, all-seeing king of darkness still wets his nest. Oh, this is a gift from the three Muzus. I do not. That's a lie. I am a dark king. In the future, I don't wet the bed. Shut up, you I cannot get enough of this. Let's see if we can teach you some discipline, or if you're going to cry for your mother. Now you guys understand why I'm obsessed with Wings of Fire Arctic AUs, don't you? Arctic, you should also roast him that he wasted his magic, his very soul, to make playthings to impress girls. Also, I have his sheet with me. I suddenly pull out the exact sheet from Darkstalker's bed that his mother bought for him a couple weeks ago. And in the middle, there is a giant yellow stains covering half the bed, and it stinks like urine. This is golden. By the three moons. It's true! The terrifying dark Scorcer is a leaky mattress, and he traded his actual soul to make shiny toys for a girl who just stands backstage crying. Where did you get that? That was the juice spill. First layer spilled mango juice on it. I swear. Mango juice doesn't leave a swamp. Does it smell like a swamp? Pathetic water Arctic boys. You guys understand why I can't get enough of this, right? Oh. Yes, 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 yes. Arctic, I think you should have it preserved. This is golden. Preserved? Preserved, yes. Why was this glorious victory faded to memory? I shall bring this to the Ice Kingdom. I'll have our finest animus carvers freeze it in solid, unbreakable ice. It will stand in the center of the great ice cliffs for all eternity, a monument to the Dark King who wet his nest and lost his soul. And then I suddenly pick up Darkstalker, spin him around to find pea rashes all over his back. Well, that's disgusting. Disgusting. With that same impossible reality-bending strength, you have his colossal body up into the air. Well, that's disgusting. Darkstalker covers his face with his front talons, absolutely weeping from the cosmic level of embarrassment. His dark majesty is gone forever. He is now officially the most humiliated dragon in the history of Pyrrhia. I pick him up and I say, and for trying to traumatize me with your helpless father, I slam him on the floor in front of Arctic, and I sit on him and start nipping him hard, like little pinches. Oh, this is golden. You slam Darkstalker face first onto the wooden stage floor right at Prince Arctic's feet. Before he can even attempt to crawl away, you hop your 6-foot frame right on top of his back. You lean down and start nipping his scales with sharp, rapid, painful little pinches. Ow! Hey! Ow! Stop it! He flails his massive wings and thrashes his tail, but your impossible weight pins him flat to the stage. He is reduced to squirming like a grounded bug under a tiny, angry dragonette. Each sharp little nip sends him in a fresh wave of humiliated yelps. Yes, excellent form. Give him a few extra pinches for all the sleepless nights he caused me. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. You can never get enough of this. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I know it was quite a bit longer than all my others. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one.